Lost and Talks podcast, the most lit podcast in the city. Episode number 49.
I haven't said that in a while, you know?
Yeah.
I know. We're bringing it back.
I don't think we ever said in the city.
Not in the city.
We might have avoided that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
It's facts.
It's official now. We are.
Yeah. The news just came in.
Yeah.
This just in. We are the most lit podcast.
We should do an awards, yo. That'd be sick. Like a
podcast?
Toronto awards.
Yeah.
Like a Toronto, just, like.
Oh, this is an
everything in the
awards.
arts. Yeah. Like everything in the arts.
We can't say this shit on here.
Yeah. Just bleep that whole thing out.
Delete that. You know?
Yeah, we can be giving ideas though. You know how many times?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna get into it.
But that's how that's a good. That's how we talk. When you're like, oh, where do these ideas come from? We're just literally chilling, and then we just be talking about something random. It'll go from like buttholes to like a sick idea for a video or something.
Yeah, literally. It's
And
wild.
it can be anything. It could be a video idea. It can be sometimes it's just something where it's like, okay, we gotta just hold on to this because we know we can't do it right now, but we just gotta keep that in the back of your head.
Exactly.
And there have been things I think that have already happened. Like the Nuit Blanche, for example, is one of the things where it was an idea we just kind of kept in the back of our head because we knew that it would come into play at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the idea of shooting in the same place over the seasons. And
Right.
now we got money for it, so.
right.
Write your ideas down or have a good memory.
Exactly. Or start doing a podcast so you can record them.
That's all. We've told you that before. That's what this podcast is. It's for us because it's for us and Justin.
Yeah, man. Shouts out
For us and
Justin.
Justin.
Shouts out Gothro. Project out, like we said last episode.
Also featured on that Toronto Uprising playlist.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Toronto Uprising,
We're trying to pull up the topics still. Go ahead. Talk her up.
September edition just came out. Well, came out about a week ago when you listen to this. But if you want to listen to new music out of Toronto, that's on the come up. Follow the playlist. If you have your own music, you can submit to our DMs or email, however you'd like. We definitely check it out. We read pretty much every DM, and we try to at least give a response to most people.
If not, I'll block you if it's really trash.
Yeah, Jamal's curating it, so like if he really doesn't fuck with it, he might block you.
And it's just to make sure that, I have quality stuff around. I did want to talk a bit about the playlist again. But yeah, as Ian was saying, we just updated the Toronto Uprising playlist for September. Pretty hard. Charlotte Day Wilson is on the our cover for that. We have a nice range of artists. So we have people like Charlotte Day Wilson on there who can run a couple mil on their plays, and we have mans that have 10 plays. But I do promise that it is all good music.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that I've listened to. I don't care if you don't care about my opinion in music. My opinion is pretty lit. It's pretty solid. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about.
Jamal has an ear.
I have a solid ear. Not
Has
the
an ear.
best, but I have a solid ear. I can go off the wagon a couple times and pick out some weird shit.
I mean,
but-
music is subjective, right? So, a lot
Exactly.
of people are not going to fuck with every song on that
Exactly.
playlist.
But,
That's fine, but we try to give everyone a fair chance. And we even understand that some of those songs are not going to be hitters. Like,
Exactly.
obviously.
Exactly.
Right.
I just wanted to talk about how I go about choosing the songs quick, and also why certain people don't get on, why certain people do. And it's just to make sure, basically, I just want to make sure that there's quality music on there that actually sounds good, that if I were to show my friend or anybody else, I wouldn't be embarrassed to show. We definitely get a lot of DMs that are not that great, but honestly, most of the time the music's actually solid. Like, it's pretty good. So how I go about choosing it is I like to just choose a bunch of songs, and then I'll start working on the playlist. So I'll spend about the whole month just looking for artists or just seeing who dropped new shit and whatnot. And then, I'll save it in a separate playlist that I have private. And when the day comes to change up the playlist, I'll go through our DMs and comments and whatever else, and I'll add those songs as well. And then I'll start trying to make the playlist from there. Basically, I usually like to start off with something hard, but it depends on the month, depends on the feeling, depends on what's been coming out. So this month we did a little bit slower. So yeah, we started off with Charlotte Day Wilson and got into some other folks like Nilo Blues, Oaken Bands, and some other folks. So shouts out those guys. And then we got into the hard shit later, and then I kind of mixed it up towards the end. No, I don't care. We don't care about the genre. Any genre is cool. We just got some cool submissions that are like some house tracks, some EDM tracks, and other stuff like that. So feel free to send those in too.
We try to do a mix. We try to make it work.
It's supposed to represent the city, right? It's supposed to be diverse. So
Yeah.
we try to make it work.
Like, dude, does anybody listen to just a pure trap, pure?
Yeah, you know?
Like, yeah, okay. There's probably mans who want to put on like a. Pure
There are. I
house
mean, there are
playlist or
playlists
whatever.
like that,
Yeah.
but that's
When you're just
not
trying to
every
vibe
playlist
out,
is
you
like
know,
that.
like
Yeah.
yeah. Like you want a little taste of everything. And
Exactly.
the way music is now, like it's not like, you know, you can't put on a trap song and vibe out to it or just
Exactly.
you know chill.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, that's how I go about usually just making the playlist. It's just whatever sounds kind of good in the moment, and if it feels right for like the month, you know, because it's gonna be up there for the month. So if it just feels like it's gonna fit for the month September, where everybody's heading back to school here, you know, it's September, it's fall almost, kind of. It's more laid back. So yeah, we're gonna hit you with the slow jams and stuff like that first, and then yeah. Why we don't choose certain music is because it's garbage. So if the song is genuinely bad,
And that's honestly the best thing we could do for
Yeah,
the city,
exactly.
for the artists who sent the music.
Exactly.
Because, you know, as artists, the worst thing that you can do is go around not knowing if your song is trash or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's better to just have that confirmed, especially for something like this, like a playlist, you know, like. As an artist, like I've submitted to people before, and you don't get a response back, but you know that they heard it. Are you like, is it my clout? Is it the song is trash? I'd rather just get the response.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
So even with this, like if you don't get the response from Jamal, you still know like if it's not on, it's just he doesn't like
exactly.
it. It's
Jamal's
not good.
saying most of the time, yeah, he either doesn't fuck it. I mean, fuck with it. There's a small
Fuck it.
doesn't fuck with it. There's a small chance that it might not fit the month or fit what's there.
And I'll save you for next month
But
or whenever.
Jamal will probably tell you that. He'll
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
"Hey, we'll get you on the next month," or something like that. Right?
Exactly. I'll find out a way.
So,
I'll
but if you
notify
get
you.
no response, or you get sorry, not this month, or sorry, not in general, like you probably, I mean, it's not gonna be that song,
Yeah, exactly.
right? But we're not discouraging you to never submit again, because I know a lot of you are newer artists
Exactly.
for sure,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming, hopefully, your music is gonna get better, and if you have a song you think is better, please don't be afraid to submit again your next song.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not telling you fuck off because you got rejected once.
And
Because
Unless
number
I've
one-
already blocked you.
Yeah.
Because that means I saw what you gave me. And if this is what you're sending people to put on a playlist where a lot of other people are going to listen to your music, then and when I hit up your account and I'm checking out all your other shit, maybe, you know, because maybe I'm thinking maybe I just don't like this song. So I actually check out everybody's Instagrams. I listen to all your other music that you have, and if I see no potential here, you're most likely catching the block. If it's like really really garbage.
That's extreme.
I've only blocked 3 people
That's
out of all of the
We've
requests.
had over 100 submissions.
Over 100 submissions we've had, and I've only had to block 3 people. That's it.
and that might also been because they're really pushy and annoying.
Yeah,
To be honest, because some people are really.
That's the other thing too. Like if you're an artist upcoming, it doesn't matter at what stage you are. If you're an artist and you submitted to this playlist and you didn't get on and you're mad about it, then don't be an artist, because that's not the first and not the last time you're gonna get rejected.
you have to
Exactly.
learn.
And it's
to
not
hear
going to be
no.
the worst. It's definitely not going to be the worst that you've ever been rejected,
That's-
because Jamal's going to give you honest feedback.
Yeah.
Some people lie to you, or they, you know, they won't consider your feelings, you know, or even consider that you know, it's just this song. Or there's a lot of people who are in high places who still don't have like a unbiased ear. And I think it gets to their head too, especially
Exactly,
when
yeah.
they know they have power.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I'm not trying to be that man. So, anyways, yeah, make sure you guys keep sending in tracks. Loving the music. It's really solid stuff. I did a live yesterday, so I got to interact with a few of you, and we listened to some of your music live. And I even critiqued it live if I wasn't really feeling it or anything like that. And through that, we got a few more submissions onto the playlist that I added last minute. So I don't usually like doing that because, again, the whole flow of shit. But for some of those songs, they were really, really fucking good. So I was able to find a spot for them. Especially since there were like newer releases, and I'm like, you know, why not give you the extra, I don't want to say clout, but you know, possible ears to listen to your song that you might not be regularly getting. And also thank you for 50 followers now on there. We don't have 1 million yet.
And we have 60 now today.
60?
I checked, yeah.
Oh, fuck. It was not that yesterday. It was 50 yesterday.
Yeah, I think I saw 60 today.
Oh, okay, sick. So, yeah, numbers going up. Hop on the wave, man. Hop on the uprising. You know, it's like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
the more followers, it doesn't just help us. It doesn't just help, the play. It just helps Toronto. It helps you guys.
Exactly.
It
I don't
helps
give a fuck.
people submitting.
Helps us
man, still get paid for this, so
Yeah.
it's like, I don't care.
I don't think we really plan on, I don't want to say, probably not.
No, it'll never be a thing that's
monetizing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be profit from it in other ways.
But
yeah,
like, that's business, though.
I'm gonna say personally, and I hope everyone agrees. I don't think you'll ever have to pay to be on it ever.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
No. By the way, that's a good point in general. If you're ever wondering, why, or if you never thought about it, like, why do I have to pay to get onto, or how do you get onto these playlists? It's people who pay. Why do you have to pay? I don't know. It's a playlist. Shouldn't it be a subjective?
He brought up a good point though.
Music?
The problem with letting people pay is that you actually get the shitty man's paying.
Yeah, exactly.
And then your playlist becomes like
well,
shit.
that's the point. Yeah, like if you know your song is good, then you don't have to pay for it. It's like in this playlist where you can literally reach out to the person who creates the playlist a number of different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Including like literally talking to him on live on IG. There's no. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying.
Not too many mans are doing this, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have this many opportunities. Like, again, other mans that are making big playlists, you're not gonna be able to do that. Northern Bars is not doing that.
You can't email
for you.
Spotify and be like, "Yo, put me on."
Yeah, you can't talk to anybody from Spotify.
I doubt that's gonna work, even if you have a press release and all this shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And Spotify tries to pretend like they're making it easier. There are steps that you can take. Get one of the steps actually is to get. I think we talked about this before, but like getting your songs on smaller playlists like Toronto Uprising.
Yeah.
So that the algorithms will detect it and then they'll start putting it on their
Yeah.
pre-made playlists, and then maybe it'll get to the Spotify curators, the gatekeepers.
Yeah. So it's important to get on playlists like ours first, as Kevin said, because I mean I don't even know how many Spotify. So I think Spotify Canada runs a couple playlists, because I noticed some playlists have a lot more Canadian artists on there than normal, and like just vibing or whatever it is, vibes or whatever it's called. I think that one's Canadian, mostly Canadian. I've noticed. That's just as an example.
Yeah.
So there are a couple Spotify ones.
Yeah.
But again, you have to get on on ones like ours first.
Northern Bars. Right?
Northern Bars is the top for rappers,
Yeah.
but I think like for R&B, it's like Just Vibing or one of those ones, because I've seen a couple artists that we know on it. Right, was the MC? I think was one of them.
Yeah, Wiz was on there for sure.
And he's on like Outliers. That was another one.
That's Canadian?
That's like it looks like it, because I mean they have American artists on there too, but it seems to be like heavily Canadian on those ones. So I'm assuming the curators are from Canada.
Yeah, you never know.
But I mean, why? Why would one be super Canadian heavy?
Maybe they don't even know the tracks are Canadian, yo.
Fuck, maybe. I don't know. It just seemed like, because I see Looney and Joel and like a fuck ton and K Forest, and I see like a bunch of people on there.
Those are guys that are popular.
True.
Across the border too. So.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But anyways, yeah, Toronto Uprising playlist. Check it out. Follow it. Make sure you follow it. Submit your music if you got any, or tell your friends or whatever the fuck's going on. Tell even the bigger artists in the city if you fuck with those guys. Let them know, yo. Toronto Uprising is doing our thing. So, yeah. Next, R.I.P. Black Panther.
We're a little late, I know.
We're late for you guys. Holy shit, because they're not gonna get this till next week.
Yeah, we're like pretty late, but what is this?
It happened literally
September 2nd today.
When did it happen? It happened like the day after or 2 days after we recorded. So, yeah. So we didn't get to say it on here, but yes, just R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. Just very sad loss. Feels like it came out of nowhere, but obviously it was something that he kind of knew about himself for a while.
It's super fucked because yes, he died young and all that. Just the fact that, and also actually it's not fucked. Let me start over. I think it was actually inspiring that he he was sick during the height of his career. You know what I mean? He was battling this for 4 years.
Yeah.
I think like the last 4 years of his career has been like the top of his
the rise
top
and the peak.
and the rise.
you know?
yeah,
peak,
the peak of his career was when he's essentially dying or becoming potentially could pass away, and I think that's almost inspiring that he's been able to push through these last 4 years and still make a legacy out of his name, because I'm assuming and we've all had people with cancer in our lives at some point, and it's just like a crushing blow to the spirit. And it's super hard to be motivated, and when you have it,
Yeah, and you always seem cheerful in every appearance he made. You always seem like it's weird, like because as soon as it happened, like the first thing I thought about was that when he was on the shop, the LeBron show, and not that it was, but like his Kobe story was like really eerie, and it was not that I sensed that there was something wrong with him then, but like it's one of those hindsight kind of retrospect
where you
things
look
where
back on it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, he knew something at that time, that was like.
I mean, we don't know at that time. Like he might have been in a stage of terminal cancer. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Might have been like, yo, I might not be here in a year.
I think the only thing that came out was that like just the past few months have been really hard for him, and people noticed like he was losing some weight.
He lost quite a bit of weight now, and you don't really notice because actors lose weight for roles and stuff. So when you see an actor lose a bunch of weight, you're like, the first thing's not coming to your mind that this person is very sick. Usually,
not unless you see some crazy shit in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that they've been acting out, but
especially with celebrities, because you just assume that you know everything about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you just assume that like if it was something that serious, he'd be public about it, but he doesn't have to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's his business at the end of the day.
It is, yeah. And he kept it that way.
Yep. So yeah, R.I.P. Chadwick. It's nice having you around.
Yeah.
It's funny. My mom and my cousins were just watching. They were watching Black Panther and all like the behind the scenes things that they released. So yeah, man. It's just it's crazy the effect that you have on people, and even just the younger kids that don't necessarily even know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just know you from one role, while we know you from others.
I think just an extra little point. I think like his last tweet was the most liked tweet ever.
Really?
Yeah. His last tweet. I don't know if that's just a bunch of, you know how it is. People gravitate when people pass away.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
A lot of love is given when you die, not when you're alive. And
yeah, exactly.
that's unfortunate the way it is, but I guess it kind of makes sense.
It is how it is. It's never going to change.
How it is. It's never going to change. Yeah. It's something.
How can it? Yeah.
Something you can criticize, but it's never going to change.
We can't be. Yeah. Like you can't be walking around every day praising everybody for everything that they've done. You know.
We got to realize that's actually
you have to
like
live your life.
A human thing. Like even if you didn't even fuck with his acting or his movies, like when you hear him passing away, the news of him passing away, and he had children and stuff. I mean, you're gonna feel a way about it, regardless of whether you fucked with him or not, and you're gonna show that support to everyone in his life and stuff. So, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
To be like that.
Yeah. No, completely. Completely.
It's always when artists die and then you see that their sales went up like 1,000% or whatever. It's always it's a little annoying, but you get it.
I get it.
I don't know if I've ever pulled back somebody's track like immediately after they passed. I don't know.
The only person I did was, I think, Nipsey Hussle. And that was simply because I didn't listen to much Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
So I didn't listen to much. So around the time he died, I think it was like a day or two later,
For me, it was Pop Smoke. I didn't listen to much Pop Smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Before he died.
Yeah, my girl got into Pop Smoke after. It's hilarious.
Yeah, your girl listened.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
When she asked the other day, she's like, wait, is he the one that passed? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, damn. She's like, I really like his music. And I'm like,
yeah.
I tried to tell you, yo.
Yeah.
But that's what happens, man. Such is life.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer pitcher Tom Seaver just died at the age of 75.
Just got a notification?
Yeah, just on from Twitter. So
shit.
R.I.P.
I don't know if he was old or young.
75.
Oh, 75. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, man. So R.I.P. everybody that's been lost. R.I.P. if you have anybody that has been lost recently as well. One more R.I.P. R.I.P. to Zach's uncle. I just saw him post about that too. So
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
His uncle just passed too. So
today?
Yeah, today.
Jesus
So
Christ.
R.I.P. to him. Zach, you know us. You got us. I'll probably hit you up in a bit. So yeah, we got you, bro. So if you need anybody to talk to, we're here. And yeah, enough of the sad shit.
Jesus Christ.
Enough of the sad stuff.
All right.
Shout out Gray. He just had a baby niece.
Really?
Yeah. You
Nice.
know, flip. You know.
Hey.
Yeah. When
Life.
one leaves, yeah, that's
life
how
is
life
boring.
works.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Watch Enter the Void. Deep stuff, man.
Shit.
Deep stuff.
Yo, we gotta do a reaction of that one. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta do that.
Jamal, we gotta do a reaction of that one.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
I know you've already seen it, but
Transitioning into reactions. If you guys didn't know, me and Ian, we do reactions on YouTube as well. Lost in Nostalgia. Look us up.
That's where you can find this podcast.
This is
Yeah,
like
that's where you can find the podcast.
if you're watching this on YouTube, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So we do reactions there as well, and we dropped a Taylor Swift reaction, and it was one of our best videos yet. The response.
The response was like, okay,
Great reception.
you might
Yeah,
call us
great.
an idiot for saying that it was a good response when it's technically not, but it's a response.
Exactly.
It's a great
Regardless.
response.
It was a great
regardless.
response.
It's kind of an experiment, actually.
Yeah,
It was.
we dropped a Taylor Swift reaction to "Out of the Woods," and we didn't really fuck with it. Simply put,
We you know what? I would say it was fair to say that we were mixed on it. We had
we
a
were
mixed
mixed.
opinion.
There were things we liked. There were things we appreciated. So we said, yeah, the great shots, great VFX, great locations, this and that. But we just felt like it was just too safe.
Yes, we might have roasted Taylor a little bit, but like Taylor's so easy to roast.
Exactly. So get over it.
She's so easy to roast as
Yeah.
an artist. You know, especially when you grow up and you realize things. She's kind of, because her fan base is very young.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like her core fan base is generally younger. Which props to her for keeping a young fan base, even though she's been in the game for like 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just she's kind of like
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's just
She
funny-
has fans
she's
now
quirky.
who like weren't born.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
what we were saying. Right? We were saying like do these people commenting even know Taylor's old shit from 11 years ago?
Exactly.
Because I'm like they were like 2
Yeah.
Exactly.
when that shit came out, so which is crazy.
Yeah, we got 100. I gotta look it up again. 100 and fucking a lot of dislikes. One of our top viewed videos, though, for sure.
When they sent me the screenshot, it was 700 views and 100 dislikes. So it's about that same ratio
That's
right now.
high.
So we're at a
That's great engagement.
we're
by the way.
over
Yeah.
1,000 views.
That's
and we're
amazing
at
engagement.
143 dislikes right now.
Shit. That's crazy.
And yeah, man, like
How many comments?
Comments 38.
That's including ours.
Yeah, including ours. As
I
well.
always wonder like what type of people dislike videos. And
Yeah,
now
you
I
know?
get it. Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
Taylor
fans.
Swift fans.
Yeah.
People that are just fucking mad. You know what I mean? That I
People
didn't
who just
like-
go on into YouTube. Like, I don't get it. Like, do you go on YouTube to be angry? I go on YouTube to. Sometimes
away.
it's the best part of my day.
Yeah, man, to escape.
Yeah.
Well,
reality.
they go on the video expecting a Taylor Swift reaction where we say a bunch of great things about her and blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah blah,
yeah.
and then that's not the response they got, and then they're like, "Holy shit, these dudes are crazy," and then
Yeah.
they start disliking. And then I mean, once you see a video with a ton of dislikes over likes, it's so much easier to then dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's just
exactly.
snowballs.
And that's what we told
You know
people
what I
because we knew we were gonna get a bunch of dislikes. So in the video, we literally said at the end, if they watched it, I don't even know if they made it that far.
Yeah, I should check when people.
Maybe
drop
they just
off.
when
put
they
on
hopped
the
off.
video and then just
Exactly.
disliked it because they're like, oh,
Everybody else.
all the rest of the gang is hating on it. All right.
Yeah, gangway.
Yeah.
Tayway,
Tayway.
Tayway.
One man probably just sent out a hit, you know? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. But what was it? Yeah, the responses that we were getting were fucking hilarious. People were saying, "Yo, you guys are dumb."
Can you throw some screenshots on?
Let me read some quick
Shit.
comments here.
I was really hoping Taylor would like tweet it.
I know, right?
That'd be wild.
That'd be
dude.
hilarious.
We'd get like 1 million views.
One person was like, "Where can I find the link for their GoFundMe to purchase a dictionary?" Now, this comment was kind of dumb. It's an epic video, but it's not entertaining. Y'all make no sense. I tried. So, my reply to that, because I didn't reply in the actual comment section, there's 2 different definitions for epic and entertaining. And if you look up epic, entertaining is not involved with that word at all.
Like I get it. Like those words can be used in the same sentence to kind of mean similar things, but they are different words.
I swear there's a movie that like what's a movie that was epic but terrible? You know, there's many examples of that.
You can. I don't know if you guys.
Like,
I don't know if you guys are Twilight fans.
Yeah.
Twilight's kind of epic, but Twilight's not a great.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
god,
not
I'm
a
gonna get
great-
hate for saying this.
That's the great example. Twilight is an epic if you consider the scope
The
of the
saga.
world.
Yeah.
The amount of time you'd have to invest.
Yeah.
For the shit that it is.
But it's not a great movie. It's not in the top 10 greatest trilogies or whatever of all time. Or how many movies are there? Is there 4 now? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Sorry. I should not speak on things I don't know.
and actually, it's funny. They just commented as well. They that same person was like, "Stop liking and responding to people's comments with such positivity. It makes it hard to hate on you."
That's great.
They wrote that literally just a little while ago.
They
That's
want
nice.
you to be like you're dumb. Like,
they want us, and they want to have an argument.
They want
That's
us
what
to
it
cuss
is.
them out.
Yeah,
that's
we're
why,
not.
That's why you're the guy who's gonna respond because you're doing great responses.
I'm doing really just solid responses where it's just like, oh fuck, that can make sense.
It's so
like,
jokes. Like it's like they're trying to like go after everybody who's hating on Taylor Swift, like it's ever hurt her career.
Yeah,
Will this video end her career?
exactly. You know what I mean? Like they're like trying to stop all negativity
Yeah.
from touching Taylor. Like I'm like, yo, chill. She doesn't even know you, bro.
She doesn't know you. She doesn't care about you realistically.
Exactly.
She cares about her entity of fans,
And also
but not you as an individual.
And also, you're hating on a guy who was a Taylor Swift fan before you were. Like,
I said that in the video.
Yeah.
People, and that's the thing.
You said
People
that
don't
before
listen.
listen. Yeah,
I said that before, and I said that at the end. I was like, yo, I've been to shows. You know what I mean?
Should have worn a Taylor Swift shirt, man.
Yeah, I should have. Fuck.
That would tell them you're a fan.
The video would have started better. They would have liked it immediately. Then
I don't even have a Taylor Swift shirt.
That Taylor Swift shirt was hard though.
yeah, that was a sick shit.
It was a sick
Oh,
shirt.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember there was a Odd Future concert, and
Wore it to it.
I wore it to that
To an Odd
concert.
Future concert.
And then everybody was like, "Yo,
Giving you dirt.
bro,
They're
that's a sick shirt, bro."
Really?
Yeah, everyone was like, "Yo, that's a sick shirt." And I had an Odd Future shirt. I was gonna rock that, and I was like, "Nah, let me rock the Taylor today." I think
Were they being sarcastic or
no, everybody was stopping me and like, "Bro, that's a sick fucking shirt." A girl took a picture with me.
They're just like not expecting a guy.
No, it was just a sick shirt. Like it was just.
Oh, was it?
just
It
a
was
good
genuinely
looking,
just a sick
good-looking
Taylor
design.
Swift
Did you get
shirt.
it? Is there you
I got it at a concert.
concert?
It was,
Okay.
it was her merch.
Yeah, you know, like tour merch just slaps sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
Sometimes
like-
does, even though you're gonna pay like $50.
Yeah.
And that was a
for
sick
it.
shirt. Yeah, I rocked that shirt everywhere. I went to school everywhere. I didn't care. I was on the bus with that shit.
yo.
It didn't matter.
R.I.P. Milwaukee, by the way. I think.
Oh,
Maybe not.
15 seconds?
Maybe not. Okay. Let's not get distracted, but
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have said anything, Ian.
sorry, it's just like really close right now.
Whatever.
Not really.
Well, we
though.
got-
Look,
have
we
to
got
cut
30
anyway,
seconds,
yeah.
so let's watch the game until
Yeah.
this cuts off.
Blast.
We are back. So you guys are getting a shorter pod today. I'm going to let you know right off the bat. I'm going to let you know there is a secret pod. I'm just going to let this be known to the public. There's a secret pod that we have on the back burner just in case some shit goes down soon. So you'll get it. But the reason why this podcast and the last one is a bit shorter is because we were talking about those topics. Just giving you the heads up right now. That's all.
Basically.
if you hear it, you'll hear it.
Release it, maybe
Yeah.
not.
It's just some behind the
We
scenes
don't
shit.
know.
That's all.
Actually, you know what? Best case scenario.
It's a
I
bit of
hope, I
ammo,
hope
if
it
you
comes
will.
out when everything is.
When everything is still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because I think when it comes out, when nothing else matters anymore in terms of like our career security or whatever, then you know,
Yeah.
who cares? Like it is.
Yeah.
it is
oh,
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
At a certain point, I'm not going to give a fuck and we can
Yeah.
drop this.
it's like think of it as a little video describing our experience
Yeah.
with a certain individual.
Brand, place, or thing.
Bland, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Platform thingy. I don't know. That's already too much. All right. I'm done. So yeah.
It's fine. It's,
So yeah, like
It's late
if you
in the podcast.
guys ever hear it, you'll hear it. And be ready. That means some shit's going on, and we need to protect ourselves and the people around us and our brand as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what that person is going to try to say, and they're yeah. Anyways, I'm talking too much. What can we talk about today?
So we talked about reactions. We talked about a bit about our playlist.
We talked about R.I.P. Chad, Chadwick.
Yeah, Chad.
Chad. I was trying to do the short form and it
Yeah.
just
He's
didn't
not a
sound
Chad.
right.
He's
I know
not
it
a
sounded too
Chad.
white, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
Chad
no
is
one's
a
gonna know
white
who
guy.
Chad is.
yeah.
Chad is definitely a white guy.
So R.I.P.
So-
Chadwick. Sampreeth is on his way over here to come through and chill. I don't think he's gonna hop on, but we're gonna discuss the things that you guys are not hearing. So he's
I want his opinion.
And that's why the pod is gonna be kind of short today. So
it might be
just setting your expectation. Yeah, an hour-ish. But let's get into something else. Let me see what I could pull up here from the Lost in Talks fucking document.
We just like write down random ideas, like concepts or ideas for pods.
Okay, so okay. This one can go off of what we were just talking about, kind of. So I just wrote this down. It's just an idea. Why we have gone into bad deals. So we could talk about, this even more open, but not as, without the names and all the extra shit. So why we were involved with somebody like that before this, like, why did we choose that? Was it the situation that we were in artistically in our lives? Like,
wait. So the question is, why did we go into a deal that we knew was kind of like
iffy,
wishy-washy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why people do that, and if that's okay, and blah 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 blah
that's
blah.
That's a good point, because I think a lot of people do sign deals or make relationships with people they don't 100% trust. I mean, it might be different for all three of us. Me personally, I give people the benefit of the doubt because I'm just that type of person.
Same.
Yeah. Like, I'm just that type of person. Especially when we're working on something with a similar goal and in the same industry. I like to believe that we're gonna make something great, and I don't judge people by I don't judge the, what's the saying,
by its cover,
right away. So even if it's kind of wishy-washy, even 1 month in, I might give them, unless it's like completely like fucked up, like they're already
if it's like really bad
right away. But if it's kind of like a couple things here and there, but it's like good, and that, I don't want to talk about the experience, but
no, I could talk about experience.
We've had situations where it can be like, okay, like a bunch of great things happen, then something kind of fucking weird happens, then a bunch of great things happen, and it's kind of like a teeter-totter. Go on.
I don't want to say had, but I don't know the state of our relationship either right now, but I had a friend who I worked with in the past. He wanted to do a podcast with me, right? He wanted to just do just the two of us, and he wanted it to be more based around people's mindsets and talking more about mental health and da 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 da. I thought it was a great idea. And music. That's what we want to talk about too. And I thought it was a cool idea, but from my relationship with that person, and this is kind of different just because I knew the person. My relationship with the person, I knew that they weren't in a stable place. You know what I mean? It was almost like our conversation about, and you're not gonna know this, people listening, about Adam in the Center, about how he's a drifter and shit like that. So this person was kind of like that. They had a rough past. They have that story where you feel bad for them, and I totally get it. And you could tell how the things from their past have affected them in the future.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of down to do this podcast with them, because I saw it as an opportunity for that person to have some type of rehabilitation or therapy, or at least be able to get some of the things off of their chest. But yeah, he would be late for work to the point where he ended up getting fired because of it. And he's also sometimes just disappear, and you wouldn't hear from him for a few days, and this and that, and you're concerned because his past. He used to do drugs and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where you're reaching out and you're just hoping that he didn't have a bad day. You know what I mean? But yeah, he wanted to do a podcast with me, so I was down, but I was very, very wary. So I was like, you know what? In my head, and I never said this to him, I was like, I'm going to try this, and I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to try it. And I'm going to give him 3 chances. If he fucks up at least 3 chances in a short amount of time, then I'm off this and I'm just removing myself from this situation completely. But if he comes through and does great things and whatever, he comes through every week, then cool. We did, I think, 3 podcasts and I was off. because I think it was.
So you actually did a couple.
Yeah,
episodes.
I recorded a few. This is all during the pandemic. This was like I want to say April, May.
Oh, you never told me about this.
I didn't tell nobody, and it was because of that reason.
Oh, because you didn't.
I didn't trust him yet.
It wasn't.
You didn't want to make it a thing.
I didn't want to make it a thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
you didn't want to tell people before. Okay.
And then we'd be like, oh, what happened?
What
with
happened?
that? Let me tell you, the
Okay,
worst
okay.
thing that you can ask an artist is what happened to that thing.
Yeah, what happened to that? Yeah.
I wish I
hate that
could. I
question
wish
too.
I could tell this to literally everybody that I know. Like, if I didn't tell you about it, if I told you about something and I didn't tell you about the follow up, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
It's straight up. Yeah.
Exactly what it was. So I gave him 3 chances. There was one time he just didn't even flop. He just didn't show up. We were doing them over Zoom. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it around this time." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I hit him up like 10 minutes before, sent him the link. I didn't hear from him. I just sat there waiting. Nothing. So I was just like, all right, fuck it, not happening today. He hit me up the next day or 2 days later, sorry. And he's like, yo, sorry. I was just, I was in my head, this stuff was happening, blah, 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 blah. I think we did 4 pods. We did 4, sorry. And I was like, okay, cool. But in my head, I'm like, strike 1. Strike 2, missed another podcast because he wanted to go hang out with his friends. But we're trying to do this weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is his idea. He's like, yeah, I think we should do it weekly.
You've already missed 2 weeks.
Exactly. We've already missed 2 weeks.
Like, bro.
and we never put the shit out because I was supposed to be editing it.
Yeah.
And I never edited them. I saved
Because
all the videos because I'm just like,
Why am I gonna waste my time editing?
why am I
Yeah.
going to waste my time even doing this
Put out
shit?
2 episodes and then
For what? For it to end, right?
Yeah.
So I never did. And he never asked me about it. And because he never asked me about it, it was also another just sign for me. Just a
Yeah.
flag,
Like,
not a
wasn't-
strike.
Wasn't serious. I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he never asked, where's the final product?
Yeah.
You going to drop that video soon, the first episode?
Just not
Da, 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 da,
serious.
da. He just wasn't
You were testing
serious.
how serious he was.
Exactly. And then
Interesting.
the last time we talked, it was like after a few days, it was kind of hard to get in contact with him. And then finally, the day that we were going to do the pod, he finally hit me back and we were talking. And I would say we were literally talking up to about 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, maybe an hour before we were going to start. And he said he's just going to go handle some stuff. And I was going to go handle some stuff. I came back, sent him the link, waited. I was like, you know what? Let me give this guy until 8:40. We started at 8, right? 8:40.
Yeah.
I waited the full 40 minutes. And you know what I did? That was strike 3. And the type of person Jamal Burchell is, he doesn't play around, especially in a situation like that. You tell me you want to do this, you want to change your future, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I hate people that know the right things to say, but they're also lying to themselves. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I hate when people are lying to you and you know that they're lying to you and themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to. You can lie to me, sure, but don't lie to yourself.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself. You know what I mean?
You don't really want it.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Clearly, you don't, because
Yeah, if you really wanted it, you'd be here.
it's just a Zoom call, man.
It's a fucking Zoom call.
It's-
How
I
you
wasn't
not
even.
making
We
it?
were even asking you to. You do it in your bedroom.
Yeah, man.
So that time and place is not. Logistics shouldn't really be an issue.
Yeah.
He just didn't want it.
He didn't want
or
it.
he maybe he did, and then he changed his mind, and he didn't know how to tell you.
I have no.
Because
clue.
people are weird like that.
I'll say this.
But-
He wouldn't have had the
So they don't wanna
opportunity to tell me,
disappoint. People don't like
and he
disappointing.
no longer has the opportunity to tell me
Well, he made it worse by not
because
saying anything.
him not pulling up. I blocked him on everything.
You're holy shit.
I was just like, this is my last thing with this guy because this is a man from work. Like, this is not a relationship I need to keep going. You know what I mean?
Blocked him.
This is not a relationship I need to keep going. I barely see this person in real life, anyways.
Yeah.
Because they're such a flop. Why am I really gonna continue this into fucking quarantine while I'm at home alone? Like, fuck that. I can watch YouTube videos. I can go drink. I can do this instead. You know what I mean? So yeah,
It's not like you're looking for things to do. You know what I mean?
I waited the 40 minutes. Once 8:40 touched, I swear to God, blocked him on email because we were using
Holy shit.
Google Hangouts to communicate most of the time.
So you
I blocked his email.
you
I
might as well
blocked
have sent an
Instagram.
emoji too.
I blocked Facebook. I blocked his numbers. And that was the end of it. I haven't talked to him since, but
Obviously not.
but this is the thing. I still consider that person a friend. You know what I mean? But he's probably seeing me like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to understand what he thought when I was no longer replying. You know what I mean? I wonder what he thinks. But I would have no problem sitting down with that person now and telling them, this is why I got into this situation, because I wanted to believe in you.
Yeah.
And this is why I blocked you on everything. It's because you weren't serious. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just a little example of what.
But I think that tells it. I think that tells it all. I feel like because I was thinking about it in my head, like I feel like every bad situation started because there was an inkling of hope that you wanted to have for that person.
Exactly.
You wanted them to believe that they could do everything you thought, even though you in that first encounter or whatever, you knew, or even if you have a little bit of experience with them as friend before, and then you want to get into something like, that's even worse because you know all of their, how they operate. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even just somebody you meet right off the bat, you can usually tell. And I think every person that we've met where we've had like a bad experience later on, the first interaction, we detected all those little things, but you want to believe in the good, because why not? Because if somebody else is telling you, hey, I want to do this thing, and you're like, yeah, I want to do this thing too, we could do it together and it'd be better. Why would anything else, why should anything else interfere with that?
Exactly.
But everything interferes with it.
He was just not, he wasn't focused. He was trying, and I appreciate it because he was trying to change his life and he still had stuff going on, but it was just like, you're just not ready for this. Like, you shouldn't have gotten me involved in this and all this shit.
That too.
Knowing that you're not ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it's about you lying to yourself. And I could hear it every time we talked. And the first 2 times I was just like, I believe in this guy. Like, I think he can do great things. I think he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. But he's nowhere because he's not taking stuff serious. He doesn't understand all of the work that really goes into doing this shit. Like, man, again, we're not anywhere, but we've put in so much fucking work. I can't look at people my age or older or anything like that are doing the same things at me the same, because like I can see the levels, basically. I can see,
guys,
I can see how much work you've really put in.
You want to know how I spend the last year of my Friday nights editing this fucking podcast video? I'm not lying.
Yeah.
On the off chance I'll do it on a Sunday night, and that's still a day people like to chill. Friday night or Sunday night, and it would be Saturday, but that day is dedicated to my significant other. But basically, Friday nights, for the most part, have been spent editing this pod for the last year. Now, quarantine has made it easier to do that.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have mattered. If quarantine was not a thing, I would have still been in my bedroom doing that shit.
Exactly.
Just so you guys know. That's this is a small example of sacrifice that we do to make this shit happen.
Well, and more to that point, like, we're never not working. Like, I'll take a day off and be like, I'm gonna just, watch some TV for a few hours today rather than just a half an hour. But I'm still thinking of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm still writing down ideas. Yeah. Even if it's for the fucking podcast, I'm just sitting at home and someone comes up, I'm just like, all right, let me just put that down.
Yeah.
And that's it. Sampete's on his way.
Cool.
But yeah. Oh, I want to say something along that as well. I knew right off the bat as well in that situation, that going into that situation, that I was going to be the person doing all of the work.
Yeah.
And I was fine with it.
Jeez, because you have stronger work ethic.
Exactly. Had he just shown up, I had no problem carrying the workload.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had no problem editing all these
You literally
videos.
gave, I don't know if you guys agreed with it, but you basically gave him less responsibility. And
Yeah.
you were okay with it.
Yeah.
But with the hope that they would grow into
someone who
want to take more responsibility, or just getting better at what they, at their life and them, and like what they are supposed to be doing for the thing. You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying editing a podcast is easy, but it becomes a routine. You know what I mean? It's okay. I'm gonna listen to the podcast. I'm gonna make sure we didn't say anything fucking crazy on here. All right. I'm gonna mark a couple things down that I might need. All right. Cool. And now I can. That's the MP3 done. Just cut down the beginning, cut down the end. And then when you're working on the video, you're taking that audio, you're putting it to your video, and you're just going through the video to make sure you have the same things cut out that you had cut out before, and you add your titles, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it becomes a routine that in time, after you've done it a lot of times, is easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this pod is really
and it's always like
Yeah.
in every, especially in art, there's always going to be, when you're collaborating, there's always going to be one role that's kind of like just the stupid, tedious kind of work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like 750. Like I do the engineering.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah,
Which
me and Smitty just have to show up.
yeah, but and if you guys weren't improving or trying or like wanting to get better every time, then I would be like, no, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Exactly.
But it's like I'm not wasting my time because I can see people doing more, you know, and also that it just becomes a routine, right? Like the engineering stuff is the same thing. Technically, I might put in more hours, but like you guys are still putting in more work in what you're doing for it, right? So that's when you realize, like, yeah, everybody has to focus on their own things, but you just hope that they're focusing on their thing and getting better at their thing.
Exactly, as well.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry that just cut off for you, but the time ran out on the thing. So whatever. But yeah, that was just us talking about some of the, you know, experiences we've had going into situations that we kind of knew were bad, but we decided to do them anyways. And again, it's just one of the big points is I've gone into situations like that because I believed in the person, and yeah, it's just a little disappointing.
Yeah.
When they don't meet the standards. Yo, get Russ out of here, bro. We're watching the OKC and Houston game
like
right
we
now.
said, I don't know if we're not gonna censor that part, but yeah, it's game 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's an exciting time, bro. It's gonna be nice to go back and watch these, especially if the ones that didn't come out, so we get to watch them on the lows.
Yeah.
Or if you get to, I hope at some point somebody gets to watch them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're gonna come out at some point, and yeah.
How long you think? What do you guys think? Put some bets.
Huh?
Put some bets down. When do you think we're gonna drop the secret episodes because something happened?
Oh, okay. Fuck, I don't.
2 weeks.
That's a good.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
see
pretty
that shit
good.
happening like ASAP, like pretty soon.
I thought it would have happened already.
Really?
I was waiting for today for it to happen.
Yeah, low key. For
After
the past
I thought he was gonna post some shit.
Even for the past week, I've been waiting to like open up Twitter or open up Instagram and just see something.
I just think he doesn't have any like real ammo on us. I'm saying too much.
I know the people listening are like, what? Yo, you guys, you're gonna love.
We're
the
at
secret
war,
pod. Yeah,
guys.
we're at war secretly. Yo.
It's fucking
the
war.
Cold War. Yo.
That war fucking
The
lasted
Cold War
forever,
pod,
dude.
yo.
It's the Cold War.
I
Yo.
don't want that war.
Yo, this is what this pod is gonna be called, the Cold War.
Oh man.
But yo, there's some shit going on. But yeah, man, there's no ammo.
The picture needs to be the
Nothing
the
like
dog
crazy.
in the
Nothing
dog
like-
in space.
Yeah, the dog in
Serious.
Sputnik.
Anyways, let's talk about what we wanted to talk about. But
Was the moon landing fake, yo?
Yeah,
No.
was it?
I think it was real.
Have you seen the evidence?
Did you watch The Shining, yo? You seen the
What
kid,
about
the
it?
kid with the sweater, yo?
Mm.
Wait, have you heard like the conspiracy theories about like Kubrick?
No,
fake-
faking it.
Tell him because he was
Like
involved.
like
allegedly.
Kubrick shooting it and faking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Why? Because he did like 2001, so he can like fake it. Because
No,
that
th-
shit was
just-
real. Or
Just
Like what?
there's just a conspiracy tied to the fact that they think that they brought him in to do it, and
Okay.
during The Shining, there's that scene where the
Right.
kid's wearing the
Yeah.
is it Apollo or
oh, like a little like hint.
it's a spaceship sweater, and there's this. I think there's a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on, but
That's
they
just because
talked
kids
about.
in the
all the
60s,
conspiracy-
kids were into space.
Yo, that shit was
Like, that was
shit
just a thing.
They were telling like some of it was
like every kid in the 60s wanted to be an astronaut.
And did you see the videos of them like hopping around on the moon?
What do you mean? Like the
The
actual
hops
video?
don't look like moon hops, bro.
Well, why do you think
And
the
it-
government would? No,
Yeah.
there's actually a valid reason why they would have faked it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, why?
they wanted to make it seem like they were ahead of the Russians.
Right,
and-
Well,
right.
that's because
So the
that's the
Russians
whole
would
space
give up.
race.
So the
it's-
Russians
it's-
would give
it's a
up and be
space
like, "Oh,
race.
fuck, they already
Like,
did
it was just ways of assuming political power in all these different facets without war, even though they were also preparing
So,
nuclear
do you think no one?
arms at the same time.
You think no human has ever been to the moon, or is it just that one was faked and the others?
So,
They've only been once, right?
Like, have you seen The First Man, the movie with Ryan Gosling?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Like, when I was watching that shit, they failed so many fucking times to get to the moon. and
Right.
it makes sense because of the computer technology that they had at the time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So when the final climactic scene, when they make it to the moon, that shit would look so impossible for them to get there. It
Like-
literally was like they were literally just like joysticking their way onto the moon.
That's weird.
Yeah.
How you joystick into
Yeah.
the moon?
Yeah, the
Like-
chances of failure were very high. It was
Yeah.
a very dangerous mission if it was real.
Like statistically, it got to the point where like not that I fully believe the conspiracy, but like it got to the point in that movie, and that's like a fictionalized movie, but the way that they were retelling those
That
events,
should look fake too.
it got to the point where I'm like, yo, if this didn't happen, I get it, like because they made up this story about how it was like an impossible thing.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, because it would look fucking impossible.
Shit.
I don't know,
I don't know, dude.
but I we're going to Mars apparently soon at some point, so
Hopefully it's real.
yeah.
But this day and age, I don't think they could fake it again.
Yeah.
I think there's
Yeah, now,
It'd be really hard to
now they
fake
wouldn't be
now.
able to fake it. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? With the VFX,
wow.
Well, I think they would have the launch and shit now, right? And
you
people
get the
would-
man's
I
from
like,
Endgame
I like
and
to think I don't know what it was like back then, but I like to think people back then were a little more naive.
1,000%.
You know, now
but
people
you're
are
trying
way
to tell me people
more
aren't naive today?
They are, but we're a lot more skeptics now. I think it'd be hard to fake.
I don't know, man.
I think it'd be hard to fake and have the masses think it was real. You know? So
Yo, they could do some shit, man.
I
do
agree.
anything.
I agree.
You just-
There's no reason
all they
to
have to do is-
fake. There's no reason to fake Mars though now.
But what if the world is ending?
And I know damn well Elon wouldn't fake it.
Are we sure about that?
I don't think Elon would fake it. He wouldn't gain anything out of faking. Well, he might, but I don't think he's. I don't know him. Obviously, I mean, there's a chance, but I don't know.
I don't trust these.
I don't think Elon would fake it.
I don't trust these people.
You don't trust Elon Musk?
No.
He's kind of a sketchy guy.
just became the third richest person, passing Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, so yeah,
Is he, eh?
definitely not.
He's gonna be the richest man in the world. I think it will happen. I think he
Jeff
will be.
Bezos,
Bezos-
was just so
okay,
protective of his
Yeah.
money, though, man.
Bezos is like.
Yo, Jeff, swing me like
Here's
a
the.
10-piece, like something, yo.
It's a different topic, but I think they're gonna disperse Amazon into multiple companies because it's gonna become too big. They've done that before. It's a thing. I think legally, a company, if it gets too big, basically Congress steps in and they're like, "Yo, this shit's too big. Like, you have more money than the government. Like, you need to chill." And they basically they disperse it into
Where does Jeff Bezos
multiple
live?
companies. He doesn't live as crazy lavishly as you think.
But where is he at?
Like, as you think the richest man in the world would be.
But where is he?
Where does he live?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look it up.
He lives in the sky.
Shut the fuck up.
But where would a man that rich live?
In a floating house? Is that what you're trying to say?
I've seen things.
Or he's always in a plane.
It might be a floating house. You have the money.
Or he lives in an ocean house, like a deep down. You know those ones? What are you looking for?
There's a spider that's going from.
I was about to say you had a spider.
Yeah,
on
I was
your-
watching it the
on your
whole
mic,
time. Yeah. And now it's moving over to the Lost and Talk sign.
Holy fuck. There's like a little web all the way there.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest conversation.
Anyways, this is the Lost and Talks podcast. Like I told you guys, it's gonna be a short fucking episode today, and it's ending right now. Look at Ian's face. He's just like, just off look at me. But yeah, it's ending right now simply because there's too much Cold War shit going on right now, and we are not focused fully. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just know when that shit, the secret pod comes out, it's gonna be hard. I know I promised you, Justin. I know that it was gonna come out. You're
Maybe
gonna
we
love
could
it.
send Justin a snippet.
Maybe we could send Justin a snippet.
You know, and I was
What's
thinking
going
about
on
it
with
after we did it too. I'm like, we got lost in talks like that.
We did.
We said that a few times like on previous pods. But like we literally got
We
lost in
literally
talks
got
on
Lost
that
in
one.
Talks,
Like
yeah. That was the longest pod we ever did.
Yeah.
Like how many?
3.5. It was 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're only gonna get an hour and a half,
200 minutes.
Yeah. 200 minutes.
and you'll get 90.
Yeah. But yeah.
But that's usually what it is. Like we'll do our 90 and then we'll talk for like an hour or two
exactly,
after
yeah.
about some bullshit.
Yeah.
This has been the Lost and Talks podcast, Most Lit Podcast, episode 49. We're almost at episode 50.
Yeah, we're gonna do something for 50 or 52.
52. We're gonna
52,
a reaction to our first pod.
Oh yeah. Okay, lit.
Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, some
Okay.
shit like that.
Okay.
Whatever. We're gonna do something.
We'll do something. Yeah.
We talked about, I remember our first pod, we talked about Mia Khalifa. That's all I remember.
And that was when ASAP Rocky was in jail.
And
slipping on
ASAP
semen.
Rocky. It was
Damn,
ASAP Rocky.
That was a different world, yo.
Remember? He was slipping on semen.
Yeah.
And
Now
getting shit
ASAP
chucked
Ferg
at
is
him.
out of ASAP Mob.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We didn't talk whatever. We don't talk about
That's
it.
dumb.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever
First
heard.
of all, like ASAP Bari still is like has a voice.
Yeah,
bro?
you're gonna kick out ASAP Ferg, but keep a rapist. All right, and that's the Lost and Talks podcast
Oh shit. The most lit pod. Thank you.
ever. Thank you.